Last week, Seattle Sounders got the month of August off to a tremendous start. Today, they've headed east to face Toronto FC, both sides having won their last two games. It's a big matchup, west versus east.
Hanneman stays in goal, and you see that Brad Evans in that attacking midfield role, who has been so successful in the last few games with a couple goals and an assist. Three guys in the back, particularly Morgan, Caldwell, Eckersley, and Bendick in goal, the fourth, who's 1 goal, 3 games. So important for this Toronto team to keep it tight at the back, because something they just haven't been able to do too often in the last few years.
And the first half kickoff is brought to you by Subway, the official training restaurant of the Sounders FC. Seattle with a victory today, with it being the first game of the MLS weekend, can move back into the playoff places, and with games in hand, that would be a very advantageous position to be in. But this will be difficult for Marcus Hanneman with the sun in his eyes. Away by Eddie Johnson. Lamb's header. Now Laba, Matias Laba, the young Argentine designated player. Jonathan Osorio opens up for a shot here. Still might work for Osorio! Marcus Hanneman had it covered, but an early indication of what Toronto FC can do.
Well, Toronto does a good job of keeping the ball alive, and Osorio comes inside once but not twice.
Quarter of an hour gone here. Yedlin wide right. Martins won't need him. He's now got Brad Evans in the mix. Looking far post, Eddie Johnson is there, wide open for Rosales, and it's the opening goal for Seattle. And Mauro Rosales gets it with a tidy finish from some very good interplay.
The space absolutely opened up tremendously once Obafemi Martins got the ball in midfield. Kind of runs, skips between two players, little 1-2 pass with Eddie Johnson. Finds the overlap on the left-hand side, and you just see Eddie Johnson just strolls into that far post, is able just to head the ball back across, and 3-4 Toronto defenders just standing and watching as Mauro Rosales comes in unopposed at that far post and just hooks it in past a flailing Joe Bendick. And this is a team that's not conceded many goals in the last few games, but they're going to concede a few more if they defend like that.
So far, so good.
Well, after losing 3 away games on the bounce, Sounders were looking forward to getting back home for that 3-game homestand, and they did what they needed to do. They picked up 7 points.
Rocky's ball in. Marcus Hanneman did just enough to put off Andrew Wiedemann. Tempting ball, kept alive by Reggie Lamb, and that's a Toronto throw-in.
Kind of what Marcus was saying this morning was that the opportunities that have arisen both in the FC Dallas game and now so far today.
And it's Yedlin putting it behind for corner number 4. So now this change will be made. The Sounders thought it may never be possible to bring a man of this stature back to Major League Soccer, and back so relatively young. We can stop blinking and start believing now as Clint Dempsey makes his entrance, clad in the rave green. One of the greatest US players of all time, a forward in his prime, making his Sounders debut. Nagel sticks out a lean left boot and keeps it in play, and is very strong in possession. He's got time to measure across here. It comes through to Rosales. He's got something on it, I think. Either way, Seattle are 2-0 to the good. And maybe that was an own goal from the reaction from Rosales. Either way, it's advantage double.
You put the ball in dangerous positions and good things happen. It starts with Lamar Nagel really holding off the challenge of Eckersley, and he waits and waits and waits and hits the ball in. And it looks like Henry in the middle just gets it horribly wrong off the back of his heel and just brushes it into his own net past his helpless goalkeeper Bendick. But when you put crosses in the box, you put defenses under pressure, good things happen. And the Sounders on a couple different counterattacks have done exactly that and have gotten the reward both times.
Boy, has he followed through on that. with signing them as shot Major League Soccer. The pure size of it is his. Reggie Lamb in for Osorio, surely 2-1, and that is kept out, is it? The flag is up here, and it will be a goal. Marcus Hanneman almost performing heroics, but within 30 seconds of the restart, it's Jonathan Osorio who has brought this game back to life for Toronto.
And that's what that 2-goal lead does to you. It's very precarious. It just slides across. You see the challenge, Ozzie Alonso. Marcus Hanneman comes up with the big leg save, and it's pretty clear. Good heroics, or at least attempted heroics from Leo Gonzalez, but I think the linesman got it right, to be fair. But a slow start for Seattle, and they've allowed Toronto FC and this fans to get back into this match early on in the second half. He said coming off that injury, he'll be looking to try to equalize this thing.
There he is, getting a touch, keeping control. Clean pair of heels, not a bad ball into the area. Convey, who switched flanks this half. Good ball in. That was the header by Osorio, the earlier goal scorer, who is proving an effective force in this second half.
Good service from Bobby Convey, just showing all you need is a half a yard to whips that left foot in. A little bit of success against Leo Gonzalez, and we saw that early cross into the box that Osorio just missed at that far post, and Earnshaw obviously full of energy coming in now for Wiedemann, but
here is Earnshaw, he's found some space, and that is just about the equaliser. Just minutes after coming off the bench, Robert Earnshaw very close to making it 2-2. And now the break is on. Nagel feeding Eddie Johnson. Dempsey's in the area near post. It's going to be a corner. Seattle breathing after almost conceding a second.
Excellent combination play. Earnshaw finds himself in loads of space right at the top of the 18, and
Shalry Joseph back from a calf injury. Dempsey, lovely turn, what skill from Clint Dempsey, might be on for a shot here, curls it, and that's a very good save from Joe Bendick, and a fine example of why Seattle have invested in Clint Dempsey. That was terrific.
That's what Clint does best, is creating things out of nothing, and you can see the first quick turn, then he does nice little back heel to himself, tries to curl that left foot effort past Bednick, who just touches the ball around the post.
Now Ray, and here is Brock, he's not offside, tremendous save, wonderful save by Marcus Hanneman, because Brocky had the goal at his mercy, right at the death.
Well, Marcus was almost able to do exactly that on the first goal. This time he came out huge for the Sounders. They still have defending to do with the Toronto corner.
Swung in, Hanneman stays at home, still kept alive by Conley, and that should do for Seattle. It is enough, and the Sounders prevail. Heroics right at the last by Marcus Hanneman, who came up on Clint Dempsey's debut to make it a victory at Toronto by 2-1.